Hello everyone. Can you solve this puzzle? Let's try to solve together. The puzzle shows a sequence of 4 shapes with one of them missing, and we are given 4 options so that we can choose from them. So let's try to determine the pattern so that we can determine the missing shape. Let's start with the first shape. The first shape contains a square with 3 arrows inside. Green arrow, gray arrow, blue arrow, while the next shape in the pattern or the sequence contains the same 3 arrows with the same colors but with different locations or orientations. We can see that the blue arrow here pointing to the bottom right direction, while here it is pointing to the top right direction. Means it rotates in the counter or anti-clockwise direction about 90 degrees, so that it rotates from here to be here, about 90 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction, so that its final position is here. While the green arrow rotates about 90 degrees as well, but in the clockwise direction, so that it rotates from here, top right to be bottom right, to be here. While the gray arrow stays in its same position without a change. So we can conclude that the blue arrow rotates in the anti or counterclockwise direction 90 degrees, and the green arrow rotates in the clockwise direction 90 degrees, and the gray arrow stays in its same position. But till now, that pattern works only for the second shape. So to make sure it works for all shapes, we want to apply on that shape, and if the resulted shape is similar to that one, so that pattern will be correct. So if we rotate the blue arrow in the anti or counterclockwise direction 90 degrees, so its position will change from top right to be top left 90 degrees anti-clockwise direction, so that it must be pointing top left. And really you can see the blue arrow here is pointing to the top left. Let's check for the gray and the green arrows. The gray arrow must be in the same position without a change, and we can see here the gray arrow in the same position with no change. Great. For the green arrow, it must rotate in the clockwise direction about 90 degrees, like that, so that its position changes from pointing to the bottom right to be bottom left. And we can see here the green arrow is pointing to the bottom left, so that pattern is correct and it must work for all shapes. And now we can apply the pattern for that shape so that we can determine the missing shape. So if we rotate the blue arrow further in the anti or counterclockwise direction about 90 degrees, it must be rotate to be here, so that it changes its position from top left to be bottom left. So our missing shape must contain blue arrow pointing to the bottom left, and that must be blue. So now let's eliminate some of the given options. Option A contains the blue arrow pointing to the bottom right, while our answer must contain the blue arrow pointing to the bottom left, so we can eliminate option A. And the same for option B. So we are left with option C and D. So let's check the other arrows. For the green arrow, it must rotate in the clockwise direction about 90 degrees, so that it changes its position from here to be here, from bottom left to be top left, like that. And that must be green. And we can see that both options C and D shows that the blue arrow pointing to the bottom left and green arrow pointing to the top left. So which of them is correct? Let's check for the gray arrow. Our concluded pattern tells us that the gray arrow must stay in its same position with no change and with no rotate. So out of options C and D, only option D shows that the gray arrow does not change its position. So option D must be the correct answer. Great, that's the end of our solution, but not the end of our puzzles. And if you are willing to see and find more of those puzzles in the future, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Thank you everybody. Bye bye.